it's Amelie. Today, for just practicing, we're going to do the Spring from the Four Seasons, from Vivaldi's Four Seasons. And we do this with the Tomplay app, which is very nice. We did a couple of just practicing with it already, so it's an app where you can buy pieces, and when you buy it, you get the flute part, the flute and piano or flute and orchestra part, and then the orchestra part by itself. And today I'm going to practice only with the orchestra part. So if you have any questions during the live stream, you can just leave them and I'll answer them right away, especially if they're in relation to this piece. And if not, I will still answer them, but maybe more at the end, except if it's an emergency question. So that's, we're all set to go? Okay. And this piece is a programmatic music, so it's based on poems. And so the beginning of it, I don't know those poems by heart, so just 1 second. So, Allegro, springtime is upon us. That's the beginning. And when it's written Canto dei Uccelli, it's the birds celebrate her return with festive song. Okay, let's start with that. So it's, you know, birds, murmuring streams are softly caressed by the breezes, thunderstorms. Okay, that's later, thunderstorms. So if you play the piece and you want to know what those different parts mean in the program, the poems, you just Google Vivaldi's Four Season poem, and then you'll find it. It's cool like that. Okay. Do I try full speed? I'll try full speed. Okay, I have to, what's going on there? I have to do that again. I think I'm going to do it just a bit slower from here because I got lost. Okay.
Somebody wants to know, Steven wants to know, how do you define your pianos and your fortes?
Define?
Like, how do you, I guess, like, how do you make them? How do you make the difference, I guess, of them? How do you
Okay.
perform them?
So when I want to play forte, I feel it's easier because you just open everything and you put a lot of air. And then when you want to play piano, you close the lips a little bit and you put less air, but as much pressure. So you have to really focus on air pressure when you play soft. So that's a short version for that. Okay, I'm gonna practice those arpeggios that I'm guessing might be easier on the violin than on the flute. I don't know. Okay, first, I'm not doing the articulations as written because, yeah. No, for me it's way easier to just slur by 3 in that section at 47. So. On top of that, it doesn't end. So I need a lot of air. I'm gonna write this, plus I kind of made a bad note, so I'm gonna write that it's a natural, because I made a sharp. Okay, I'm gonna do the last part, and I'm gonna try to figure out. No. Does it sound good like that? I do a harmonic instead for the G sharp. Yeah, for the first G sharp there, I'm gonna just do a C sharp fingering and do the harmonic there. Way easier. And this way I don't crack the E. Yeah, but the other ones I'm gonna do the real stuff. This one is tough too. No. Ah! I think I'm gonna leave my pinky when I do D sharp, A, D sharp. Because if not, my A cracks. Okay, I just have to get used to it. Oh my god, yeah. It's better, huh? But I'm not used to it. Okay, the rest is okay, I think. I'm gonna try to do this whole section again. Not from here. There. Oh, no. I doubted the fingering there. I was like, do I do the harmonic or the other one? Okay, let's start here. No, not here. Here. Okay. The thing is, when you change fingerings, you can't just do it super fast right away. You have to learn. So I'm gonna do this part here. Okay. And now I'm gonna do this again a bit faster. Yeah, here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay, a bit faster. I didn't press it. Oh, okay. Okay, I have to turn my page. That's not bad. Oh yeah, that's not at 65. I'm just here, 65. Those are 32nd, not 16th. So I did 30. I did not do the right thing there. Would be something a bit like that, but I'm not very precise. Let's see. Okay, I'll do it slowly at 60. Okay, 80. I think I'm gonna do the trill fingering, but I'm gonna tongue it because it's gonna be too fast for my fingers to go. Not bad. 120. Okay, so that's good. Now it's just a question of putting it in the context, because yeah. And you know, all those very fast triplets and everything, you have to take your time, learn it slowly, like and also, as I said before, you can group things, seeing, oh, this is a C minor chord, and then G minor, and then F minor, F sharp minor, and then E major. You know, this way they're just chords. So if you group the notes and you see it as a group, it gets easier, and you have only those three notes for 2 beats, and yeah, that's easier to do. I'm gonna start from E. bad, but not great either. I wasn't really with it. Okay. Continue. Okay, I'm a bit ahead, and plus they do a dynamic there that's interesting, but they didn't write it at. Yeah. So at 67, when end of 67, they do it piano, and then they go back 40. No, I think it's the second one. No, okay, not at 67. They do it. They do it. I'm gonna listen to it. It's gonna be faster. Here, okay. Okay. Yeah, so at 68, when you redo the ta da ta ta ta, you do it piano. It's nice. I'm gonna start from 65. No. 66. Here. Okay. So at 71, I have to make sure I don't get too fast, because then I'm ahead. Should I try it real tempo, just or I go to the next movement, because there's 3 movements.
Yeah.
Maybe I go to the next.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
So this one, this movement, Capraro che dorme. What does it mean? So it's on the flower-strewn meadow with leafy branches rustling overhead. The goat herd sleeps. The goat herd sleeps. His faithful dog beside him. Oh, that's nice. It's calm and okay. So those are long phrases. Oh, also in the first movement, I forgot to say, but you know, at one point you have this chromaticism, and I really like chromaticism at E, and you should really make that tension. Even if it's piano, there's tension there, and it would be interesting to make it come out. There's no question?
Oh, we have questions about other stuff. How do you start? Or how does a beginner? Oh my gosh, how does a beginner start learning the flute? That's by Abu, I think.
Okay, well, there's many different ways.
Yeah, totally. I
Because
think
if
so
you
too.
learn in school and you have a lot of music class in school, then
Mm-hmm.
you play a lot, you know. If you don't, then you need to put time in your schedule. Some people take lessons, some people are self-taught. I think the easiest way is to learn the right way right away, you know, not to learn bad habits that you'll have to undo. So maybe have a good teacher that can look at you is the ideal.
Mm-hmm. I think we have a lot of people that are coming from more countries that don't have any music programs there, but they have like not even teachers. Like there's some people from Africa and stuff like that that
Well,
want
then
to.
our channel can be helpful.
Yeah, our
in that
channel watching
matter.
our videos, our beginner series is very good.
Yeah.
Start with just a flute, you know.
We'll release our first flute method, which
Yes.
is for beginners.
Yep.
And it's almost done.
Almost done. Yep.
And we're gonna have a series of video that go with it, so
Mm-hmm.
people will be able to self learn.
And it'll be digital and physical. Like it'll be a book and a digital book, so you can.
And you know, when you learn about how to hold your flute and all those things and you're not sure, practice in front of a mirror or film yourself. Now with cell phones, it's easy, you know, you can film yourself and look after and be your own teacher. Sometimes an external set of eyes, even if it's the same eyes, is more efficient than just the way we feel, because we don't always feel our bodies so well. Sometimes we have an impression, and then when we look in the mirror or when we see ourselves, like, oh, that's how I hold myself, or that's how my lips are, or my flute's like this in a weird angle, like yeah.
Okay.
So
and what else is there? Oh, there's something about Peter and the Wolves, but we can talk about that at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try this. Okay, I'll try it at the tempo, recommended tempo.
Oh, yep, I'll change that.
Orchestra.
Got it.
Yeah. And I think, oh no, I'm fine. Okay. Okay, I was ahead at the end. And also the first phrase I lacked air. So I'm gonna breathe at between 3 and 4. Then I'm gonna breathe before 8. Then I could breathe every 2 bars when you have the When you have the slurred note, you see bar 9, shorten a little bit the first note on bar 10 or on bar 12. I could breathe in all those spots. Yeah. I'm gonna do that again. Something wrong?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
You disconnected it instead of sharing.
Oh, what do I do now?
Just practice and I'll fix it.
Okay, I'm very sorry, everyone. I pressed something. I'll play the beginning again. Oh, okay, it wasn't synchronized with the image there. I'll start here. Yeah, okay, 33. Just the end. Okay, yeah. Because should I do an ending? Or with a tiny stop in between, Every time you. Yeah, that's better. So. Okay, I'll try it. Okay. So I think in that movement, it's about the vibrato should be taken care of, like not too much of it, and not like a romantic vibrato, not something too much outside of the sound. If you vibrate, because some people don't vibrate in Baroque music, Also, like when you have a long note that's slurred, I think it's interesting to start vibrating and then stop, and then it makes it this impression that is long. It is longer. Playing with it, and then there's some pianos that can be interesting for the color change and keeping that interesting in the long line. And so I would also advise to decide on where you're gonna breathe and find good spots. Like I gave some ideas when you finish part of a phrase, or when you have a slurred note, you can cut that a little bit. Sorry. Sorry. I think those are good spots to breathe. Was there any question about it?
No, everyone loves it. I think everybody likes it. Let us know if you like it in the comments.
I think also intonation is can be an issue with that. A lot of C sharps in there. It's not an easy key to play the flute in. So maybe a tuner and listening very carefully and being gentle with yourself, because it's normal to have some notes out of tune sometimes, and we're not machines. So yeah, but just keep your ears open and be mindful of it, and I think it's one thing to think about. So that's good. Do I continue?
Yep, we'll switch to it.
Okay, I'll start. I'll try at the real tempo.
You're gonna play the piece again?
No, I'll do
the next movement.
Okay. Yeah, because if not, it might take a while. Anyways, we'll probably record those eventually. So
While that loads up, somebody wants to know any tips about the Peter and the Wolf, the Peter and the Wolf excerpt. They just want to know if you have any tips.
Well, basic tips would be to start it slowly with a metronome. Yeah, I don't know if I would start right away with the grace notes, Yeah, I think I would start without the grace notes first. Just the notes, Da, 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 and then add the grace notes. Like, do it very slowly. And what I would do as well is practice the excerpts if you can. Make a list of excerpts that are important, and practice them like etudes, but in a rotating fashion. So let's say you pick 5, and you say, I'm going to do approximately 10 to 15 minutes a day of those. Not too much. You don't want to go crazy with them. So you do 10 to 15 minutes. Let's say you make a list of 5. And first week you practice Peter and the Wolf, and second week you do the Mendelssohn, and third week you do Brahms 4, And then when you're done that list, you start over again. This way you really anchor it. Those excerpts, they become very well known because you practice them more regularly, and then after a while, those, you can take some out of your rotation and put some new ones. So that's, I think, a good way to practice excerpts.
Somebody was saying they don't notice they don't feel comfortable with the double sharps everywhere, Yeah. What are some other pieces that have those? Because some people, they just want to practice those and get those visually in there, There's some etudes that have some.
Yeah. Probably in etudes you get those.
Yeah. Or make it challenging and make, scales with double sharps in them. So that way you can visually see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think when you learn something, and for you that's difficult, right? Let's say it's a F double sharp, right? G above it. If it's that difficult for you for now, and be patient with yourself, eventually you'll, but if you're learning the piece, why make a mistake every time you're playing it, and then you have to undo the mistake? And
that's a very good point.
Yeah, I write a lot in my music. When I make a mistake, I'm not ashamed to write the note, or when I'm not sure, when it's very high in the staff, I feel when I'm on the spot, do I want to be unsure, and the little split second of uncertainty might make me make a mistake. What's the goal? To prove that I'm a star student, or to have a good result when I play,
Mm.
So, let's try this. Okay. Okay, so for that beginning, danza pastorale. So it's a pastoral dance. Pastoral is, like countryside dance. Let's see what it says about that movement. So, led by the festive sound of rustic bagpipes, nymphs and shepherds lightly dance beneath the brilliant canopy of spring. That's nice. So it's like a party. So it's light. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like something that could be even in the Lord of the Rings during like a party, you know, when they're drinking
Yeah,
beer and stuff,
totally.
like a beer song or something.
Maybe we shouldn't take it so too heavily, because
Yeah.
sometimes we see music as this serious thing, you know, classical music. Yeah, and I think it's helpful to think of it in 2 instead of in 4. Like if you do da 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 da, but if you do da da dum bum da 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 dum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum bum ba dum, I think it gives it a little bit more. The accentuation is a bit lighter. Yeah. So, I think it was okay at the beginning. Like, I would need to play it again and again to make it very comfortable, but it's just practicing. So I think I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna start from 25. Is it okay? No one had questions?
No, everyone loves him.
So I'm gonna start here. Okay, here. So I can get into it. Yee. No, I want to do that again. I'll do it with the tuner once. Just see what's going on there. Okay, little tuner. Okay, the D sharp is a bit less sharp than the other ones. Okay. That was back to the right, to the lower octave. And also, breathing is not that easy when you play violent parts. Okay, so I do two, I try to do the second one a little bit lighter than the first one. So there's one that's if you had a ball that bounces, da 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 da. One is the ball hitting the floor, and one is the ball in your hand. You know, da 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 da. So yeah. I'm gonna do that again, and I'm gonna try to do something about the breathing. Yep. Okay, so at 36 I can breathe after the first note, and I can do it again at 37 and 38 because it's very, very short breaths, so I might have to take more of them. And I'm gonna take one between the G sharp and the B at 40. Yeah. I'm gonna try to take little ones in different spots, like and when it's staccato, you can almost go like. No, sometimes you can play like that a little bit, but not too much because you're gonna get tired. But when it's necessary, not everywhere. Let's do it again from that little tough spot for intonation. Okay, I'll start from there. Here, because I didn't hear well what was going on, and I started late. Anyways, I need to turn a page. Any question?
Somebody asked a question about their G flat normal fingering comes out as air, but the alternative fingering comes out better. Do you think it's my fingering that is the cause?
G flat, like
Yeah.
F sharp?
I guess so. And then the alternate, right? The alternate's the middle key.
So then if it might be the flute.
Yeah, it might
I
be a
would
leak.
Go see
Yeah. I would take it to a technician. It's a very easy fix. They can fix it for you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Within a few minutes. If it's not the pad, if it's just the mechanism, maybe it's something that needs to be adjusted. But yeah, that's probably the case.
Flute.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question. If you don't know of a technician in your area, let us know what city you're in the world, and we can quickly tell you where you can look.
So, yeah, I think the main thing there is to take little breaths when you can, and try to think, because it's a lot of tiny motives, so you don't want it to sound chopped. So try to see the big line and not get stuck playing beat by beat too much, you know. So you don't want something like. You know, and then that type of, you know, just. A bit more of a line, and then when you do the. When you're not sure, you can just sing it, and then usually when we sing, it's pretty musical, and then you just play the way you sang it. It's usually a good way. So now I wanted to start from where I kind of missed my entry. I think it was around 45. I'll start there. And because I play like it's piano. I'll start from here. It's gonna be easier. Okay. I won't play the first two beats. Okay, breathing, and I made a little bad notes in the beginning, so. Okay. Where am I gonna breathe? Okay, so I just took little like this. I think it's okay. That's what I figure out for now, and I'm gonna try to breathe more before, but there's always things there, so it's not that easy. Yeah. Let's do it again. I missed the low B, but I think I'm gonna put a little thing here. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, I might put a plug there when I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be safer. Yeah, then you have the key change, and I think it's very interesting when you have at 65 around there. Yeah, you have G sharp, A, and then F sharp, G, all that chromaticism. That's interesting. Yeah, so I'm gonna start from 61 and continue. have to follow on the computer when I do that, so I end with it. So I'll go from 77. Oh, come on. Okay, I did a G sharp there. Oh. Okay. So here there's gonna be a little break, and we come back in major. Okay.
Cool. So yeah, got some questions for you. Unless you wanna.
No, I think I think it's all about. It's pretty simple. Make sure you find spots to breathe and make long lines.
Yeah.
As much as possible, and that little ta-da-dum-bum-bum-bum-yum. It's a cool little rhythm.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Sing, and
Totally.
sorry.
So.
Yeah, and when you do the change of key from major, minor, major, it's just be aware of those things. Sorry.
You should keep your flute with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so when you go from major to minor, when there's a change of key and then you come back, it changes the light,
Totally.
You have something with more colors, and then you have something maybe more black and white,
Right.
old movie, and then but find your own images that fit for you.
So we have 4 questions here, I think, or 1 question. No, we have 3 questions. So, will playing with braces affect my sound?
Yeah. I had braces as a teenager. It did affect my sound.
So how'd you overcome that, I guess? Like, how'd you overcome that? Just kept practicing, and then when it came off, you just had to practice again? Or?
Yeah. I didn't overcome it per se, There's not really... I just
Nothing you can do,
played with it, and I knew eventually my sound... Like, at first, my sound was horrible. Then I got used to the braces, and I found ways to make it sound okay. But I have to admit, when they removed the braces, I was very happy with my sound.
I'm sure you were liberated. Yeah, I'm sure you were liberated.
Yeah, plus it kind of hurts because it's metal, and then you push here with your flute. It's not very comfortable. And they give you some wax. Well, back then they gave me some wax that I could put on the metal so it wouldn't hurt. It didn't work for me. It didn't help with the pain. So it's tough, but it's not forever.
No, it's not. Right.
It's for your health and everything. So, but yeah, but first day you're going to take it, it's going to be pretty tough, but it's not going to be tough like that forever. Let's say you have braces for 2 years. After 2 weeks, you'll still have an okay sound.
Right.
Yeah.
How do I get my lower notes to sound more full and powerful?
Okay. There's many ways. Blow warm air. You can also, when you want to play very loud in the low register, you can use your nose like this. You go nya 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 like a witch nya 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 nya. And you see when you go nya, really resonates and it opens. It like just do it and nya. You feel something opening like in your nose. Okay, so then you do that in your flute. And you go with a nya nya nya. And when you practice, don't be afraid to crack notes. You know, push it.
Right.
And this way you know what's the real limit, because if you stop always before your limit, then you'll never really push your limit.
When you say warm sound, you mean
Warm air.
Warm air, which is how to like. I always have the thing in front of my hand. Like warm air is slower air.
Yeah.
And faster air is colder air.
Yeah, and faster air.
Yeah.
The mouth doesn't have the same opening as well when you do that.
Yeah. And one of the last questions here, but actually before the last question, you can talk about the studio and Patreon and all those wonderful things, and the Flute Center in New York. Somebody was talking about that in the comments. I think Celine from Vancouver. I think she was going to call them and because she wants to get a flute and she wants to know about our code and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we have a code with the Flute Center of New York. It's TFC. So if you're looking into buying a flute, they have the largest selection in the world. And they're very nice and knowledgeable about the flute. So you can use our code TFC and it helps us. And for you, it gives you a longer warranty. You can try more flutes. And
there's a flute trial period of 10 days instead of, I think, 7.
The trial is longer.
And you get to try, I think, 3 or 4 flutes, roughly.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And you can call them or go on their website. They're all flutists there.
Yeah.
Just tell them we sent you.
To everyone who used our code, thank you very much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people. And it's worldwide, so don't hesitate to give them a call or email them or go on their website, and they'll help you out.
Yeah. So that's for the Flute Center of New York. And then there is the private studio that we have on Skype or any other means of online,
Video communicating.
Yeah. It works very well. It's fun. I have a couple of students like that.
Yeah. You can email us.
You can email us at
info@theflutechannel.com.
Yes. info@theflutechannel.com, and we'll give you all the details if you want lessons. You can take 30-minute lessons, an hour lessons. You can take a bundle of a few lessons or just one.
You can also take it once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month. It's whatever you feel comfortable with your budget and all those things.
Yeah, we're very how do you say that?
Flexible. Totally.
Yeah. We adapt, and also it's not a question of level.
No.
There's no I'm not good enough or
nothing like that.
I teach at any level.
Yeah, even
I've had people with bachelor degrees in music, and I've had people with not even knowing how to read one note. I've had everything.
So like really beginner and also advanced. If you have an excerpt or you have an audition coming up or something and you want to play for Lily or something and she can give you tips or just help you out, that is also good too. It doesn't have to be it could be a one-off lesson. It could be whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then we have our Patreon too.
Yeah.
Which we're rebuilding, and you should definitely go and check it out.
Yeah, Nicolas next week is going to go to that big
I'm going to go to PatreCon. Yeah, PatreCon, which is the Patreon event in Los Angeles. So I'll be there with the Patreon people and learning more about Patreon.
Yeah, so we can make our Patreon more successful.
Yeah, more successful for them, and they help us, and then we give them certain things. But we have a new tier, which is a thing that you can go to patreon.com/theflutechannel, and you can donate per month, and you can also stop whenever you want to, but that money directly goes to us and helps us to make more videos and be more liberated and free, because eventually we want to be this, we want to do this forever, and we love being with you guys and all that stuff. So yeah, you can donate as little as $2 a month, and you can go to patreon.com/theflutechannel. Yeah.
And I think you wanted to maybe have a meetup in LA while
yeah, if you guys, if anyone is watching and live or in the future video, if you're not watching this live, yep, we'll be in LA. I'll be in LA. Friday would be the November 2nd, I think. That will be probably in the afternoon. If you guys want to do a meetup, let us know in the comments or in the community page on the YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and we'll try to organize something. And it would be cool to hang out just for an hour or two, go and have dinner or something, and we can all just chit chat about flute and life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Everybody, thank you so much. Well, yeah.
Was there
I'm going to check one last question if there isn't anything here. Also, what oh yeah, we're using Tomplay, by the way. This is a sponsored video, but we're working with Tomplay, right?
Yep. And
that's what the program you saw with the sheet music. And yeah, that's that one. And what else is there? I think that's all the questions we got. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very great app. Like,
super good.
It's very fun, and you can change the tempo, and
you can loop.
You can loop. You can use just the flute part, just a orchestral part, both of them. Like it's very it's a good way to learn a piece and be ready when you get to rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. So be sure to like the video, right?
Yeah. I hope you liked it. I hope it was helpful and you liked it. If you liked it, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and see you next time.